Hello, I have made some Animal Crossing maps that I want to show you for Animal Crossing New Horizon. I haven't actually looked at much of the features for the game because I want to keep it all a big surprise. So basically someone shared this template onto Reddit and I made a load of different maps with my wife. I thought I'd make a video on the basis that I bought Sony Movie Studio something or other and haven't used it much. Um, you might notice that obviously you can't actually see what things are on the right here, but I'll talk you through. It's a really simple map and it's quite easy to use, so yeah. Anyway, if you're not interested in looking at maps for 10 minutes, then this is probably going to be pretty boring and I wouldn't watch it. But yeah, I haven't seen many of the features, so you might see things and think, well, you could have just done that, or that won't work. It's because, I'm kind of guessing some of the features that may or may not be there. So let's get on with it. First one I looked at was a Silent Hill map. So I chose Silent Hill on the basis that it's quite straightforward. It's basically square and then several kind of 9 smaller squares. And it's got 2 or 3 big areas that I remember. So breaking it down, in the little grey here on the bottom right, that would be the town hall. And that is the church. If you played Silent Hill, you may or may not remember it. Over on the left, the blue is the museum, and that would be the elementary school, which, again, if you played, probably stuck in your mind. Top right, the green is the shops. Again, I don't know how many shops you're allowed, this kind of thing, or even if you're allowed to play somewhere you want. It's also worth noting, I've played every Animal Crossing, but I barely remember anything of any of them. I always forget half the features. I don't know if you can change this stuff on the top, but I have erred on the side of caution. The player house. So this one I thought was quite clever. This is the calf that plays an integral part at the beginning of the game. If you remember, you get attacked and you wake up there. I played Silent Hill when I was really young, far younger than I should have been. And that was kind of the only point that I ever got to because I found it terrifying. Sorry, just going back to the shops, this is actually the convenience store 8. I don't know, it seemed like a good place to put it, really. The pink tents are villager houses, and these are just kind of the extra side little areas you can go to. Next map. So, you may or may not recognise this. Let's see if I can scroll in. This is the RuneScape map. Now, I spent many of my years playing RuneScape, that I still do. But I spent a lot of it here in Shiloh Village, Power Fishing to 99. But yeah, I looked at it and it just kind of felt a bit empty. So, in the end, I went with Falador. Oh. So, Falador is quite a good one because it's recognisable and it's quite busy. There's not huge amounts, but there's a good amount there. So, running over it, basically, the the castle here is where the town hall is. So that would be the White Knight Castle. On the right here is a museum. That is the Mining Guild. And then we've got here some dotted villager houses that are basically just, I think they're random houses, maybe with a heroine or something. But nothing major. The party room is the shops. I'm not even sure it's a party room anymore. It used to be a drop party room. And then we had the little the park there, which is where one of the NPCs resides, and the giant mall is there as well. If you played RuneScape, I don't know. The player house was the bar, and I cannot for the life remember what the bar is called. But yeah, the NPC houses are just kind of like the smaller areas, so I think the jewelers is here and that kind of thing. But Falador was quite fun because you could use a lot of the pieces without going overboard. And then after Falador, yes, so I have played Animal Crossing since the GameCube version, and I thought it would be cool to try and replicate the GameCube version. Obviously there was I think, was it 6 different maps, or were they just totally random? I can't remember, but I played it a few times. I can't remember what my town looked like at all, so I basically pulled one from online. Now I know that you can tier the areas, but I don't quite remember, or I've not even looked how many tiers you could have, so I kept it really simple. Town Hall shops here was where the shops were in the original game, I believe. Um, Town Hall to the right, and museum at the bottom. It's basically just trying to create again what the map looked like. But I think they had things like the dump in it, and I don't think that you get that anymore, but I could be wrong. Next one. So this one was particularly fun. The Kanto region from Pokemon Yellow and Red and Blue. Now, I haven't played the game in a long time. I was replaying the Switch version, but got sidetracked, as I always do. So this was quite a good one to recreate because it was quite simplistic, but it's also quite recognisable. Like, I posted the Animal Crossing version that I made into one of the groups, and a lot of people recognise it quite quickly. If you can hear that noise, it's my cat scratching. Super helpful. So this one was good because I got to be able to use a lighthouse for the Lavender Town tower kind of thing. It's Lavender Town, isn't it? I've got that right. Yes. Which is obviously the haunted area. And then the houses are meant to be different little cities that were in-game. And this would be the starting town, Pallet Town, which is a player house. I've not put any of the main places in, like the museum or anything, because I was kind of thinking that people might prefer it if any notable gyms could go there. Like, you know, your favourite gym could go in place of that. What we got next? So that was the only few that I made. I thought I made more, but it was difficult. The other ones that I was looking at for inspiration was this one from Deadly Premonition. Again, it's difficult to replicate with such a small working area, so I kind of zoomed in on areas, but nowhere had a place that had, you know, water and other things going on. I also looked at the some of the places in Ocarina of Time, like, you know, the woods, where you start off. Is it Kokori Village? Kokori Forest? Of course I've forgotten that. I literally checked 2 minutes ago. Oh well. The Super Mario World map from the SNES game. I thought this one would be cool, but again, it's just too many gaps to work with. But maybe you could split it up. Maybe Yoshi's bit from the start would be quite good. And finally, I looked at The Witcher. It's just a bit difficult to find anywhere that would be easy to replicate, and they did actually take quite a bit of time, frustrating amount of time. But hopefully you can look at this and get some inspiration, or if you've got any really cool ones to share, please do. Thanks.